Okay. So we have a lot of stuffs to cover. So that's why I will be presenting today. We are not gonna have two presenters to make it simple. And let's try to cover as much as we can. At least Monica, right now you can get some help. Also, for people who are gonna see the recording later, they can also see what are the things has been discussed. So in our last recording or last Q&A session, we have presented what are the steps of the job search. I will simply say again, what are the steps? The first step is for me, alignment, strategy, not for us actually, for alignment, strategy, and execution. That is first part. Second one would be your resume revise. Third one would be LinkedIn profile update. Fourth one would be LinkedIn outreach messages through LinkedIn or through email or different ways, but having an outreach message system set up. Fifth one would be having LinkedIn marketing strategy set up. Then all these steps are to get an interview call. Once you do all these things, resume revise to till apply, networking and apply, then you start getting call, and then your interview part starts. And interview preparation actually doesn't start that time. It actually starts way before that if you're doing it properly. So interview preparation, then interview, and then follow-ups after interview. So in this workshop, we have divided the whole process in 3 sections. In first section today, we are going to speak about the first two part, that is alignment and resume, alignment, strategy and execution, and resume device. So let's not spend much time here and move on. So our background about us, this is, we are talking from Elevate Interview. We have a career coaching service set up. This is absolutely not our main job, and it is kind of, we are doing almost voluntary till now. So even if we are taking a charge, a little bit of charge here, but it's still nowhere near what we generally do at our day job. So it's absolutely kind of a voluntary thing we are doing here. So please understand that clearly. And we cannot be doing it for long if we don't get enough support. So we have decided to do it next couple of months, and see how it goes. If it's not sustainable, we might just opt out and leave it. But we just want to share a lot of information that we already have from our experiences. So we just want to share with the people that might be needing any help. So why we are doing it? We have done grad schools here. We have got our first job here, next job here, and we saw that the process of a job search is not covered in our grad school or any other part in our study. For example, we go to grad school in a hope that we are someday we are going to land a job at our wherever we want to. But we never learn what are the steps, what are the timelines look like for getting that position. We know that without doing any formal courses, many people are landing job, but we do not know the struggles behind it and how much time it takes for them to land that position, and all the different situations they fall into. For example, if we are immigrant students, we are here for a specific time and we have to get a job within a specific period. So to get that in that timeline and then that feeling within that deadline, it's really challenging. So if we know all the steps and what to do, what are the timelines, that makes our process really easy. So that's why we just want to help sharing the information we have and see if anybody can get benefited from it. So who will benefit from this workshop? Mostly the people who has graduated here and looking for a job in US market. And it's the teachings we are gonna share is almost universal, but specifically we are gonna highlight the US job market mostly. The workshop structure I already said. The first session would be on alignment and resume. Second section would be on LinkedIn update and outreach messages and LinkedIn marketing. Third one would be on interview and also the follow-up after interview. So let's go to the next part. Today we are going to start about session 1. Let me talk a little bit about alignment strategy and execution plan. We have a lot to discuss in the resume section, so we are not going to go in too deep into this section so much. So let's start with brief messages around here. So what is alignment? Alignment, I call it, it's very simple. Let me go to the next slide to discuss that. So in alignment, we start with these 4 questions. When we start job searching after our grad school or even after coming out of a different position at industry, we are not always sure where to go. And sometimes the whole USA, all of the industries, all of the positions looks like an option. But honestly, if your options are too large, that is not a good strategy. So we have to narrow down our options for us. That is helpful for 2 reasons. First, when we narrow down our options, our getting the chances of getting an interview call gets higher. At the same time, even if things are aligned, then the chances of us acting in a way that that we really want this job, really want to put effort in this, that also gets higher. Sometimes we get an opportunity, but we don't want to go into that location or that kind of company or that kind of position. That delays the things from both sides, from getting an interview also even if we get an interview, we do not want to take the preparation seriously. So that's why alignment is so important. So for a grad student, it looks a little different than what it looks like for industry professional. Let me start with industry professional first, then I will move to the grad school part. So for example, if I get out of Intel and I want to go to the next role, my target industries, the highest chance that I have to get into the positions should be in the same industry that I worked in before. So that would be semiconductor for me. If I have come out of Intel and trying to get into another industry. So in that case, semiconductor would be my first target company. Anything related could be my second target. 10 target companies could be because if I want to go back to Intel again, that would be one target company. Other than that, the vendors we have like Applied Materials, Hitachi, TEL, or Lam, these would be some of the options. Other semiconductor companies like Analog Device, Texas Instruments, or Samsung, or any other companies which is related, that could be also target companies. Sometimes we want to switch to a different sector. For example, if I want to go to Apple, that would be consumer electronics. And then we have to blend the story in a way like I work in the merge between these two field or something like that. But mostly it would be in the same industry. The companies would be in the same industry we are targeting. Then this is the most important part. Actually, you can start from here if you do not understand which industry or companies you're looking for. So you go for 1 or 2 roles that you can start immediately with little or no training. If you see a role that is exactly in your niche, for example, for my case in that scenario, when I have come out of Intel, where I was working on inside Intel. So I was working in the dry etch area as a process engineer. So my the next roles would be the easiest for me would be to find a role in the dry etch in the process engineering side. So this kind of, for example, I have targeted process engineer in senior process engineer dry etch in TSMC for my next role. That would be really good target position for me. Then location. For example, this is very important for people who are already well settled in their career and do not want to move much. So people think that if I narrow down the location, then I might have fewer options, but it's not the truth. Most of the time, narrowing down helps us to find our next position easier. So for example, for me, the locations could be Oregon. It could be maybe somewhere I want to go. It could be Texas. It could be Arizona. But Whatever locations I'm interested in, we have to 1 to 5 locations. We have to put it down. For me, it is actually Oregon, and I do not want to move to any other location right now. So for me, the target should be the exact same location I'm looking into. So these are the alignment part. Once we are done with the alignment, then we have to focus on the strategy and execution plan. Strategy would look like some overall strategy. What is the job search timeline looks like? The whole process. How much time it's required to write a resume, to do the interview prep, to do the networking. So overall, I would say 40% time should be spent on networking. 30% time should be spent on interview preparation. 20% time should be spent on strategy, and 10% time should be spent on resume revise. But many people do the opposite. They spend a lot of time in customizing resume, 40% or more. And so they have very little time left for the other things that are more important. So this is one way of thinking it. Another way is when I need this job, by when. So for some people, it is very tight schedule, and some people have to, maybe they're on some job visa, and they get out of a position and they have to get a role within 2 months. So for them, this is very important to know that within 2 months, I have to land a position. To land one position, how many offers do I need to get? It could be 3 or more. So to get 3 or more offer, how many job application parallelly I have to run? And how do I plan it? So there are lots of plannings around it. So a typical plan could be, okay, I would be next 3 months, I would be spending so much time on job search. This is my next 3 months look like. First week could be spent on resume and LinkedIn revise. Second week can be spent on the from second week 2, I can start with doing the outreach messages. I can start third week, I can do the LinkedIn marketing steps. There are a couple of, and at the same time, I can start preparing for my interview questions. I can write down all the important questions, answer, even before getting an interview. Once I get an interview, I should be using that time to practice. And those things are the strategy part. At the same time, execution plan is similar to strategy, but I mentioned it separately because it looks like how your week looks like every week. For example, other than the resume revise, once the resume revise is done, once the LinkedIn update is done, since that point, the next 3 months, every week should have some plan. Like maybe I will apply into 10 positions daily. Maybe I will reach out to 3 persons daily. Maybe I will be doing 2 targeted applies daily, or I will be doing this number of things weekly. So something like that. Your daily plans, your weekly plans should be in that execution plan. So once you have dialed in those things, then we can, this is a good system. And once you run a good system, you are going to get results, regardless of where you're applying and how you're applying. But once you have a good system set up, you're going to get interview calls. And if you have good preparation for the interview, you're going to land that job. So this is the alignment part. So once in the alignment part, I said that we are going to spend 10% time in our resume. But how we are going to do that? We know we have to customize our resume for different positions and so many things. So the most important thing is to the 10% time we are going to send for our resume. Most of that time we are going to use it in the beginning when we are starting the job search. In the beginning, we are going to prepare a master copy of the resume, which may be used to apply in a lot of positions without little or no customization. But in some of the targeted positions, we are going to do some customization. So let's go to the steps of the resume revise. Here, I have listed the main important steps of resume revise. One step I didn't include, that is the alignment part, which we have to do before the resume revise. Many people start with the resume revise without doing the prior alignment, which industry they're going to go into, which positions they're targeting. So that part is very important. At least start with one position, one job posting that you're going to apply to. So that would give you a clear framework, like how your resume should be structured and position. So first, you're going to gather all your information and focus on the results. What I mean by that is maybe we have worked at some of the past companies, but most of the times we try to write in a way like, I developed this, I created this, I fabricated this. So you are describing what you have done, but rather than I'm telling you to focus on results. We are telling you to focus on results because industry talks in terms of results. Industry understands in terms of results. When you say, I fabricated this, or I produced it, or created this, that doesn't tell you what you have achieved through those. So rather than saying those, let's start with, we can say, accomplish this, achieve this, increase this percentage of this. Some sort of quantification would help in that. So just list down whatever you have achieved in your past roles. That could be a starting point. Sometimes you can gather a lot of information, and that would be okay for the first draft, first version. That is just you're going to use the relevant information in the targeted positions. So once you have all the information handy, then our main job is to choose a structure. And that is the most important part of a resume revise, I would say, choosing a structure. Once you chose a structure, then you have to, I will discuss about this choosing a structure a lot more in the later part, but let's talk about the next steps. Once you have a structure, once you've chosen a structure, then choose a job posting. Fill or update that structure with your information, and using that only the relevant information which are relevant to the job posting you selected. Once you have updated that will serve as your master resume. And then you can customize it for some of the targeted positions and apply. The master resume can be directly used in many of the positions, but for some of the positions, you may need to customize it a little bit. So let's talk about creating that master resume. And we have in this video, we are going to discuss about 3 of the structures we generally use. One standard 2-page resume, one simple 1-page resume, and one modern 1-page resume. And I will go through each of the structure, what are their key features, and how can we update our one according to that structure. At the same time, we are going to discuss if it is friendly or not. So so from here, I will be moving into some examples. I will be showing you some examples of one of our client. Let's start with that. Why structure is important, you have to understand that. Before understanding that, let me show you a quick thing here. So a recruiter or a hiring manager spends only not more than 10 to 20 seconds on a resume. This is very important to know. They just quickly skim through it. They just quickly scan through it. Even I do it, everybody do. So if you do not have a good structure, nobody is going to read through your content. So if your structure is clean, neat, and once someone see your structure, they would be seeing if you have put enough effort on that, and that is visible. So this is the if. When a hiring manager or a recruiter looks at your resume, it looks like this. They look at like this Z or F. They just quickly scan it. So what it tells us that your important information should be in this part, in these visible parts where they look more and more. So let me show you one more time Shashwato's resume, how it looks like. This is Shashwato's initial resume. You can see it is already we can submit it as it is, but it has all the required information. It is a good 1-page version. So what I'm going to show you, like how we update this same thing into different structures. Before that, I'm going to tell you that we are going to use a lot of AI and ChatGPT just to show you how you can do these things quickly at home at your pace. You can definitely do not use the AI or ChatGPT and do it manually. Take your time, do this, and that would be awesome. But many times somebody has asked us a resume, or we see an opportunity that we have to quickly submit our resume, but we think that's gonna be take us a long time, so that we do not put the effort. But if we know the easy systems and easier ways, so we can definitely utilize that. So when I say we are gonna use ChatGPT or AI, let me show you what we are not gonna do first. So if we take this information of Shashwat's information and give it to ChatGPT and just say, please make a PDF, resume PDF for me. So let me show you what it comes like. It looks like this. So it has his information, summary, experiences, and these things. You can see there are bold headlines, blue headlines, and just this written the whole thing in a descriptive way. I have seen the same resume whenever we give it to ChatGPT or AI and tell them to revise resume, they do it exactly in this way. And it's really easy to detect that it's by AI, because most of the AI resumes I have seen looks like this, just different people's information, but it looks like same. So whenever any hiring manager or recruiter are gonna see it, they would know that there is not a lot of effort in this. But it is important still. I mean, if you have to submit quickly, so you at least have the information ready. But we are going to show you other ways to do it and using a good structure. So the first, we are going to show you in our resume section, we told you that we are going to discuss about 3 structures. Let's start with the first one. So I call it our standard 2-page resume. And this is my resume after my grad school. So this is the 2-page version of this resume. We have to thank Tiki Scientist for this structure. First time I learned about this is from there, and it does a good job for grad students to put the information in a way that is easily understandable to industry. Let me discuss a little bit about what are the key structures here. So first, you can see the summary part. It has 3 bullet points, 3 structures bullet points. I may not have a very good job in what it requires in each bullet point, but from the third one, you can see what I want to say. Third, every bullet point should list down one of your technical skill, one of your professional skill, and the line should end with an evidence of both. So, for example, take this line. It has 2 of my skills, effective communicator, oral and written. You can say oral as a professional skill, written as a technical skill. And when the sentence ends, I have to put some evidences of what I said about me. So I said I have 14 refereed journal papers and I have presented in 6 international conferences. This is how I'm proving that I'm a good communicator, because as oral and written. So this is in this bullet points. This resume was written a long time ago. I didn't do a very good job in writing in this way in first 2 bullet points, but ignore that. We can see the next ones. But for now, you can see this is the way we can present it. Then we have listed our core competencies here. This part, you can keep it if it's important. You can also delete it. But the most important part is skills here. And these are the skills. Whenever a recruiter or hiring manager will look through this, they're going to look through, like, if you remember. So they're going to look through this part, the left part, and again, they're going to quickly skim it. So list all your important skills here. This is the best part to list it. Then education, I listed GPA here. This is not required. I actually listed it for one company. I heard that they require it, but it's generally not required. Then research and professional experience. Here, one of the important thing I wanted to mention for grad students. See, when we write the experience sections, especially for grad students, it's very important that what should I put here, because we do not have any industry experience here. But rather than write, and many people write graduate research assistant here or graduate teaching assistant here, but industry don't recognize those languages. They know what does it mean, but they don't take it as your skill. So rather than writing research or teaching assistant, you can write some of your skills. You can choose some of the skills you already mentioned and highlight it here. For example, here I put the skill research and project management. It could be project management. It could be any others, like leadership and organization experience, some other skills. And then in the next line, I written gained as research assistant in at Texas Tech University, gained as teaching assistant in Texas Tech University. So put your skills here. Other than that, you can write maybe you are a biologist. You can just say biologist gained as teaching research assistant here. You can also put like microbiologist, you can put economist, you can put material scientist, whatever your main course strength is, you can have it in the title and then have a subtitle describing where did you get it. In this part also, I didn't do a very good job of summarizing things. Generally, you each under each section, you will have only 3 to 5 bullet points like this. Here I have made it little mess, so ignore it. I will show you another version of it. Then publication. Publications are not important for everybody, but for many, for people who has done PhD and a master's and have scholarly achievements, it's good to have them listed here. Many companies and many jobs actually care for this, especially research positions. Then awards and honors. If this section is very attractive and you got some of the awards which are very internationally recognizable or nationally recognizable, please put this even above. That's okay. But if not, then it's fine to be have it here. Also, this resume has hobbies section. The reason for it, I learned that sometimes after a machine-like resume, people like to see your human side. But it's only, remember, these things can be applied into 2-page resume. You cannot have these informations in 1-page resume because of the page limitation. And in 1-page resume, we just want to keep the relevant stuffs. So this 2-page resume works really well with any PhD students, any master students, or any person also, even also with industry professionals who have done a couple of years of job and also like a lot of years of experience, because they sometimes need this 2-page resume to summarize all of their experiences. But remember, it's always the lesser, there should be no resume more than 2-page. Best resumes are 1-page, and actually 2-page resume, if you have to use a 2-page resume, this is a very good structure for that. I almost described all of the important parts here, but let me go to the ATS friendliness later. Let me show you one more version of it. The same resume. The previous one was after my grad school. This one was after I got out of my first job. It is the same resume structure, but I have updated the information with my new roles and everything. Now you can see I have more used my technical skills here, and that is the right way of doing it. Your technical main technical skills or main skills that you are trying to relate to the next job, that should be here, and here. So you can see that's the same structure, but I have updated this information, and you can see the same thing here, 3 to 5 bullet points after each section. This is my grad school position. Rather than saying graduate research assistant or teaching assistant, I said material science researcher, Texas Tech University. That's completely fine because that's the thing I have been doing there. Education, fellowship, publication, hobbies, these are same because these are same information. Just skills section and experience section has been updated here. And it didn't take me a lot of time to update it. I think a few hours at most, 1 or 2 hours or 3-4 hours at most to update it. But you can see that was easy once you have this structure. So this is our first structure. One of the things to understand is this structure is not completely ATS friendly. I'm not going to say it's not ATS friendly. In some cases it would be, but in most cases it's not. Why is that? Let me show you quickly the Word file here. This is the Word file. You can see to keep it clean and neat and clean looking, we have used lots of charts in this resume. You can see here, all borders. Let me show you here. All borders. So if we do not use these charts, or then I'm not sure how would we can write the same information, but it may not look like the same because there are certain gaps and gaps we can create with these charts. You can see things are exactly in the place they should be. So these charts help us to create a very nice, clean looking structures. But because of these charts, they might not be ATS friendly all the time. So this is something important to note down. And once we have completed updating our information, you always want to hide the charts to make it good looking or pleasing to the eye. We are gonna hide no border. Also this one, no border. So this is the structure. So this is not the ATS friendly version. So actually, I'm not going to say it's not ATS friendly. I'm just not saying it's not completely ATS friendly. So you might ask, like, what is ATS friendly? ATS friendly is application tracking system friendly. So when you do an automated apply through LinkedIn, or also you apply through a job, a company website, it goes through an automation system, and it looks for the right keywords and right things. If your resume has lots of structures which are not ATS friendly, it won't go through the ATS system properly, and the ATS system won't be able to detect your keywords properly. So that's why it's important to know. But if it's not ATS friendly, why we are still using it? That's the question. The reason we are still using it, because we have talked about networking. 40% of time should be spent on networking, and we are expecting some job calls to come from those networkings. There were many times that you get an interview call when you can submit your resume to somebody. You can just directly share the hiring manager or a recruiter or somebody through email or by hand, or through LinkedIn messages. In those cases, you're not using the ATS system. And in those cases, we want our resume to look the cleanest, the most neat version, and the most good looking version resume we want to send. And for that, we use this kind of resume. This is one of them. So next question is how we are gonna update our information into this structure. That's simple. You have seen manually I did it for from my grad school version to my industry professional version. Another way to do it, for example, we have seen our client Shashwato's information. How do we do that? Let me show you how generally I use it. So easily through ChatGPT or any AI system. So this is the thread I have been using to update Shashwato's information. So go in the beginning. I have updated Shashwato's initial resume, which I showed you. Then I updated my 2-page resume version of the one I have got after Intel. And and also I used one of the job posting Shashwato wanted to apply for. So with this 3 information, I asked ChatGPT to structure Shashwato's information in a way that could fit into my structure, my 2-page resume version, and it starts updating it. So any AI or ChatGPT won't be doing the correct job in the first time. It would be lots of mistakes. You have to go through a lot of correction. For example, you can see the summary section. They didn't do the 3 bullet point structure here. So there are lots of things that are not gonna be same. So you can see how long this thread is. I have constantly keep talking to it and updating the information as consistently until I'm satisfied. For example, Shashwato's 1-page resume didn't have his publication. So I went to Google Scholar, put that information and asked it to revise it in my way. So I kept talking, and until I was satisfied with each and every section for Shashwato's one, I kept talking and I got all the information. Once I got all the information, then I updated into my structure. And now you can see how it looks like for Shashwato. This is Shashwato's resume in my 2-page resume structure. It is exactly the same structure, but all of them are his information. So you can see here. So it's really, the reason I put a lot of emphasis in structure is, you see, if you do it properly, the structure won't change. The structure would look exactly same. It's just have your it's gonna have your information in written in that way. All right. So this is our 2-page version. Let's go to our 1-page resume version. And this is the simple, I call it the simple 1-page resume version. You can see it here. Let me minimize it so you can see the whole 1-page here. This is a 1-page resume. Let me discuss a little bit about its key points here. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention here. For example, if you have a PhD degree, you can mention it here right after his name, Shashwata Chakraborty, PhD. If you have a green card, and you can also put that information here, US green card holder or US citizen. These are not always relevant, but some of the times these are relevant information and you can put it here. So now it's same thing in the 1-page version. You can put those information here, but the 1-page is very tight. So be mindful about what you're putting into here. So let's talk about the title first. Here you can see the title, process engineer, driving manufacturing. Okay. So when I was working at Intel, I was a process engineer, but my job title said module development engineer, not process engineer. So I have seen many resumes do this mistake. They have in their experience section, they say module development engineer, or even here in this section, they say module development engineer. But when you see where they're applying, most of the time the role they're applying for is not module development engineer. It's generally process engineer, or it may say senior dry etch engineer. So whatever the role we are applying to, generally try to use that title here. If I'm applying to process engineer position, and I was a process engineer before, so it's best to write process engineer here. If I'm applying to a dry etch, senior dry etch engineer role, I would write senior dry etch engineer rather than process engineer or module development engineer. So this is very important here. This part is optional, but this part is mandatory. Then skills, again, this resume has 3 bullet point skills, similar to the past one we discussed. And also in the experience section, the things we discussed, like 3 to 5 bullet points in each section, that is good. But other than that, it has a little bit of description of your company and also a little bit of description of what you have done in this company. So this is important because Intel or some of the other companies are very well known, but there are many companies, maybe people don't know, not everyone know about it. So having a little description about what your company does, it's really helpful for the viewer. The best thing I like about this resume is very plain and simple, and it only has the required information. This resume I actually got from one of my other coaches. That is, his name is Nader. I want to mention him because we want to acknowledge him as well. So there is no extra word, no extra sentence, only relevant things. So that's why this is very effective resume. And the best thing about this resume is it's ATS friendly. So this is really helpful. You can just directly apply to anywhere with this resume. You don't, of course, you do customization a little. It requires very little customization in this part and maybe in this part a little bit to pick up the keywords from the position you're applying. So almost that's it. There is no hobbies, no awards, achievements, nothing. Only the relevant information here. So this is my resume, and let me show you how I updated Shashwata's one according to this one. I have it here. So this is Shashwata's resume, 1-page version. This is the thread I used for updating his information. You can see I started with Shashwata's 2-page version, not his initial version, because already I have updated a lot of information in his 2-page resume. So I used that one. I used my 1-page version, and I told ChatGPT to revise Shashwata's information in that structure. Here, I didn't put any job description. If you job position link, if you have something, you can definitely put it here, and then it will start having the information. But even if you do that, let me show you how it looks like when you know how to do the copy paste thing, right? Let me quickly show you the first one first. So Once you have Shashwato's information and you start copy pasting, you cannot take the whole section and copy paste here. It's not going to work. You have to take section by section and paste here. Section by section and paste here. For the first resume, you can see when you do that, there are some links that won't be updated. So you have to edit the hyperlinks, and then rather than my information, you have to put Shashwato's information while you're not your information actually. While I'm doing Shashwato's, I'm using his information. But when you are doing it for yourself, you have to put your information. Next would be our one-page resume. What I wanted to show you, if you just copy paste the information, it will look like this rather than like this. Can you see the difference here? These two? Anybody, can you tell me the difference in these two versions?
Yeah, there are some subheadings.
Subheadings? What did you mean?
Yeah, it's a bullet point optimizing production stabilities and bolds later, but in other version, there is nothing like the subheadings.
There are actually, you can see.
Oh, okay, it's not in
There are.
bullet. Okay.
But the reason it looks different, I think you are correct. Actually, you almost correct. You can see there are some gaps here. See? So it doesn't look, that's why I put a lot of emphasis in resume structure, because if you don't do it properly, it will show these gaps. It will not have the exact same visual impact that you have when you do it properly. So why it happens? It's very easy. When we updated Shashwato's information, definitely it didn't give me exact same number of words to put in here. So it would be either less or more. It won't be fitting exactly. So what we did to correct it, let me show you here. Okay. So first, when we updated Shashwato's information, yeah, here. So I told ChatGPT there are some gaps. Can you please increase these lines in a way that it could fill these gaps? So it started giving me longer answers or longer bullet points. But even though I did it, still there would be, you will be seeing one or two words missing or one or two words more than the exact length we are looking into. So for example, here. So actually I put it like and something. I just put it to show you. So once we delete this, you are gonna get the exact same length that we are talking about. So let me show you how we are going to do it using ChatGPT. So wherever I have put it, let me just delete it. See, here now you do not see this gaps. So how we do it through ChatGPT? Let me show you quickly. I use another thread. I call it structured bullet points, and we give the information of Shashwato, each one of the lines, and we say add one small word here, or we will see how many words missing and how many words more. So if I see only one word missing to get it complete sentence, so I would say add one small word here, and I would say just give me options, and it will give me some options. For example, we can use directly, you can use rigorous, precise, focus in some of the different places. You can choose which one to use, and you can you use that particular word or particular phrase, and you can make the every sentences aligned to the the page. For example, just say, for example, this line. Let's say that H2 performance. Let's say the performance is not here, and it looks like this. Now, from seeing this, we can definitely see that there is one or two words missing. So we'll just copy this. We'll just copy it. We'll go to ChatGPT and we say, please add one or two words here. Show me options. So you can see proactively, closely, daily, chronic, systematically. So you would connector hardware. So you would just take one and see which one. Connector hardware here. So it is closed here. So this way you will fill in the gaps. This is how I did it for each and every line. It takes the main time for the resume device takes is actually in the structuring things. But other than that, it's the whole process doesn't take a long time. Even if you take a long time for resume device, it won't be more than 1 day to 1 week, not more than that. It's gonna be, I mean, if you do it properly, it will be within a day. So here, even after doing that, I can see there is something missing. I'm not sure what did I do here. But yeah, we can change a mix and match and see how can we make it in one page. So maybe, I'm not sure why it's not showing. But yeah, once we do it, let me show you how it looks like. Once we do it, this is Shashwato's resume. Let me minimize it so that you can see properly. See now. So exactly looking like me, almost exactly. Why it's not same? Let me tell you this. So in my experience, I have listed 2 experiences here. I did my grad school for long, my PhD and master's listed here. Also, my last role at Intel listed here. So that was enough for me. But for Shashwato's, if I only use these 2 roles, his past 2 roles, what is the issue is he already worked here for 1 year, and also he worked here less than 1 year. So if we just leave these 2 roles here, what a recruiter or hiring manager might think that he's switching jobs too quickly and he's not staying for long in a specific position because he's switching within 1 year. So that's why it's important for him to list one more position to show that he is capable of having long-term role. This is 5 years here. So for him, it's mandatory to have these 3 positions. Also, like having PhD, what he's done, his PhD work, this is also important for him. So that's why we use 3 positions here instead of 2 positions. So you have to use your judgment. Because I use this way, I used 4, 4, and 2 bullet points here. But if you are using only 2 positions like me, 5 bullet points each is fine. So this is 1-page resume, and this is the it is friendly version. Oh, we have already passed our time. Let me wrap it up quickly. The last one, last resume we love is our 1-page modern. We call it modern resume. This is very common nowadays. You can see it everywhere, but it looks really appealing. And let me show you how it looks like. Let me show you in. Actually, I do not have a version for it for myself, but I can show you how we make it. Let's go to Canva for it. I don't know if it's called Canva or Canva. Let's see Canva. So I use Canva to make it, but you can use Microsoft Word as well. I will quickly show you where Microsoft Word you can find the same thing. So I would go to create. I will just write maybe modern resume. And it will give me, no, wait. Here you can see lots of modern resumes. Let me show you the one we have used for Shashwat. This one. So we got this resume from Canva. Here, I do not know which professions need a profile picture or image in their resume, but generally the professions we work on, they do not require it. So I would just delete it. For Shashwato's, I would just make it my version. Let me just delete it. For him, I would just put it up there. I would like this contact information above. So to do that, I will select all of these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can figure this out by yourself. I'm just quickly showing for anyone who will have difficulty with this. So once we have it, we can group them and we can move things around like this. See? And exactly the same way we did for our other 2 resumes, we will put this resume to ChatGPT. We will give Shashwata's information or your information. And then we will tell ChatGPT to revise those information to this structure. So each section should be this length, should be fit into this box. And once we do all of these things, then you can see how Shashwata's one looks like. Yeah, here. See, it looks like this. So this is actually this version, again, ATS friendliness. We are not sure how ATS friendly it is. Generally, it's ATS friendly what I have heard from Shashwata. But in some cases, it might be, because you have seen that it uses some structures. So only the second resume I showed you is completely and entirely ATS friendly, because that doesn't have a single structural issue, like not chart, nothing here. But in this ones, I have heard from Shashwata that it's pretty ATS friendly. He has used it for many applications and it worked really well. So you can use Canva, and whenever you're using Canva or any other platform, just look for the ATS friendly versions. You can find this kind of structures in Canva, in Microsoft Word. I can quickly show you where you can find in Microsoft Word. Word. Yeah. More templates. So you go to more templates and you can find this kind of this one, this one, this one, this one, and there should be this one, this one. You can use any of them and have this kind of resume. But I like Canva. They have lots of beautiful options, and that's really easier to work for me. So once we are done with this, once we have completed this information, what we need to know is, Shashwata told me he has got very good results with this resume. He only uses this one. But in which resume structure to use to answer that question, I would say I would at least have two resume versions ready. If possibly, I would have 3. One is ATS friendly. Whenever I'm not sure if this resume structure would support, then I will use the ATS friendly version in those cases. But in the cases where I can hand over my resume to somebody, I can directly send it to LinkedIn through message or email or any other means, I would definitely have a good looking version of the resume, with maybe this one or the first one, but we will try to stick to that. Once we have this master resume, generally it can be applied to many of the positions we are applying. For example, if I'm applying to dry edge position, process engineer position, I can use the same resume for many of these positions. But maybe if I'm switching a little bit to equipment engineer, I might be changing a little bit information there. If I'm using it for a very specific position that requires a little more different skills that I have listed, then I have to definitely customize it for that. But try to have your master resume in a way that can be applied to a lot of positions. So these are the main important things. Other than that, one more important thing I wanted to mention is when you are taking any resume as an example to structure your, please be mindful about it and do not try to copy a single word from it. And we don't need to, because we have ChatGPT now, we have other AIs now. We do not need to copy even a single word. We just can have that structure, and we can tell use AI or any other help to say, please structure my information into this structure. You don't have to use these 3 structures even if you don't like them. You can use any other structure which you like. but having a proper structure, starting with a proper structure is very important, because I won't read through the content if the structure doesn't look well, if I don't see enough effort in the structure. So it's really important to have good structure. So these are the important things I really wanted to talk about resume. Let me go back to my presentation quickly. It took a little more time, longer than I expected, but I am glad that we covered all the important things. So these are the closing remarks. Thank you so much for joining today, for making it today. I know it's not easy to get this much time from your busy schedule. So these are the main important things. Please, these are the summary and takeaways. If you do not remember anything, at least you have to know the steps and timeline of a job search process to properly plan it. Then focus on alignment first. Create a customized strategy for yourself and execution plan. Start with drafting a master resume, which we discussed in the whole video. And then once you have it ready, check every position if it requires customization. If yes, then customize, and especially customize for the targeted positions, and then apply. So this is what I had to share. Please go ahead. I'm going to stay for a little longer if you have any question, or we can go through them later as well.
Thank you, Upama. It was very informative.
Thank you, Amin.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's really helpful and lots of information. So I think that I never think of this kind of information, but now I am thinking that I need to plan a lot.
That's okay. Monica, I forgot, like, what is your current study position again? You're a
I'm
grad
in
student, right?
third year PhD student.
That's really awesome that you're thinking about these things from now. We started thinking about these things in our final year or reviewing our graduation, and that was already too late to think about these things. So that's really wonderful that you're thinking from now. So we will be, you can see that we have covered a lot of information about resume, but still we have a lot of things to cover, even in the resume section yet. So all the things I have already discussed, I have a little more discussion on that in our school group. We have more than three videos there for resume. For structure one video, structure two, another video, structure three, another video. So if you want to revise or see anything, we will have this recording as well, but those videos will complement well. So if you want to revise, you can go there in our school group. You will have, these are complementary videos, you can see. In our next classes, we will go through, in our session 2, we will go through how we updated Shashwato's information in LinkedIn from top to bottom. And also we will show what are the outreach messages we can write to hiring manager. How do we search for hiring manager? How we search for recruiters in LinkedIn? Then how we send the message, what kind of messages we send to them. Also, like how we do a proper marketing in LinkedIn. This kind of things I would be covered in session 2. And in session 3, we will be covering interview preparation. So Fatima, if you're here, if you want to add anything, this materials is prepared with both of our contribution, but only one of us could present it today due to time limitation. But Fatima, if you want to add anything else, please let me know.
No, I think you covered very well for today's session, and based on the audience present today, I think this is perfect, especially targeting the fresh PhD. For advanced professionals who are looking for switching jobs, we might add a few more sessions and record that in this call. But yeah, I don't have anything to add today. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more question? I mean, I'm here. We are late, I know, but I'm gonna be here. If you have any question, I'm gonna be answering. Okay, no question. Monica, just have one question for you if you are there. What was the also, I mean, for you, anything new you learned today that you didn't think about before, or anything that was really stood out to you?
Yeah, for me, I think that the different type of structure, like prepared a master copy and then other one page, two page, and for the especially for the targeted companies, for the targeted positions, I need to change my resume. So I think that this information is new to me. I think that one copy is enough for the different positions. But now, when I'm doing my resume, writing my resume, I feel that no, I have a diverse applications like the material characterization and now analytical field. So I'm not sure that if I apply for the analytical positions, analytical chemistry, so should I include my other expertise in the material characterization on that resume? So
Okay. Is it a question or you are just
yeah,
saying?
it is a question that if anyone have a diverse expertise, but she or he is applying for a particular field, does it necessary to include all the informations on this resume?
Thank you. That's a very good question. So for your master resume, before even your master resume, you can have one resume that has your all information. So I heard someone has been an 8-page resume for that. So that is you're not going to submit anywhere, but whenever you are gathering your information, you can have it handy. So at least you can take the relevant information wherever applicable. And when you, for example, you're applying for, you said, what was the position you're applying for, maybe?
Analytical chemist.
Analytical chemist. And maybe some of your material science backgrounds would be relevant to that position. But if you see they're asking for maybe FTIR skill, and you have maybe project management skill. Sometimes that's necessary if they're also asking for project management experience or something. But if they are not asking, or something you have listed that is not very relevant, it's always better not to put it in the resume. Because when, for example, just think about it. You have a 2-page resume and you have a lot of information there. And the job description asked for these 5 skills for their must have, these 10 skills for their like nice to have. And you have maybe listed like 20 or 25 different kind of skills. So, and within those 20 and 25 skills, maybe the ones they have listed are there. Those 10 to 15 skills they have listed, they are there. But there are also 10 more skills which are not listed. So when a recruiter or hiring manager views your resume, they view as like how much percentage of this resume is matching to that position. And if they see a lot of irrelevant information, they will think that, okay, it's 70% match, not 100%. But if you remove those irrelevant sections, this could be a 90% match. So does it answer your question, Monica?
Yeah. Yes, I understand now. Okay.
So for Amin, I know that Amin also is interested in academic positions. So for CV, the structure is also similarly important, but for CV, we use around 4 pages, 5 pages, or even more. CV can be that good length. And for CV, the similar things, maybe for industry resume, we need skill section on the top, summary and skills. For a CV, maybe if you're going to research position, maybe your publications should be on the top. If you're going for teaching positions, the courses you have taken, those would be on the top. So again, like Monica said, you can have different master resume copies for different positions. If you're applying similarly in academia, if you're applying to research positions, you can have a research CV. If you're applying for teaching positions, you can have a CV that is for teaching positions. So this is similarly like in industry positions. Oh, one thing I actually forgot to mention. When we are doing the alignment part for an industry professional, it is very specific which industry they are gonna go, because it's almost similar to the past one. But for a fresh grad students, it's not that obvious. It's actually to the benefit of the students, because they can choose any industry that at that point, because Many industries are welcoming college grad, and they do not require to have maybe semiconductor research expertise before joining to a semiconductor industry. So you just have to see where the previous grad students of your community are going into, of your similar background are going into. Maybe it could be a semiconductor industry, it could be a chemical industry, it could be a oil industry, it could be packaging industry, it could be polymer industry. So you can choose. You don't have to choose based on the industry. You just need to see which companies are willing to hire fresh college grads, giving the chance to fresh college grads, the PhD. They're willing to hire PhDs or something like that. That time, PhD itself is a skill. Your degree itself is a skill, as you can show it off as a skill as well. So these are some of the things definitely there are a lot of things I could not cover here, but we are just trying to cover as much as we can.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's lots of information.
Thank you. Yeah. Go ahead. You can watch these videos later. Have a good day. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye-bye.